Sadhguru's teachings.
Pronouns to Sadhguru. I think it's an electrifying thing in each of us to have your presence. So close, so endearing. I know everybody in the beautiful auditorium here. I think all of us, when we go home, we're going to switch on the TV and want to see something which is… or open the newspaper in the morning. There are many times all of us feel this. I think I'm sharing everyone's opinion here. What's our nation? Why is our nation like this? Can we bring a change in the way things are and go back, is that too far? Or is something that we are asking, is it too much for us to ask as citizens and, as you quoted saying, as law-abiding people?
The various things to India as a nation, we are a unique concoction, okay? Compared to any other country, we are a magnificent chaos. Don't worry, you missed the word magnificent. We are a magnificent chaos.
Second, they'll feel related.
It is just that this chaos can produce genius, but at the same time, the lack of system can frustrate people to such a point that even simple things may not happen. This is the reality of our country. This has been the reality of our country for a long time. We produce lot of genius, but we don't have a system. For the genius to find expression, there is no system. So, we have to find a balance between these two. So, a systematized presentation of management is needed for all levels of people. In this country, leadership is one big bankruptcy. If we utter the word leader, people will just naturally think, chief minister, prime minister, like this. If you manage to produce one good leader somewhere in some sector, down the line people will worship him, they will not reinforce him. What a leader needs is a backup of leadership that he can bank on, but you have people worshipping you, not supporting you to do what you need to do. So this is something that needs to happen to the nation, that we need to build leaders on all levels of life. You will see, if some situation happens on the street, you will see thousands of people will stand there and gape at it. There is not one leader who'll stand up and say, okay, let's do this. Neither a policeman, nor the common public, nor many people who are there who are holding different positions in their life do not have the thing to stand up and take leadership for that situation. There are no such people. You see this in many other countries, it is not so. On the street, if something happens, immediately people will jump and take leadership because some kind of training has gone into them. No training has gone here into people's way of managing things.
We're teaching that and it's happening, but not at the speed at which it should happen for the whole nation.
No, but we have 1.2 billion people. You train a few thousand people and we think we are doing something, no. There are 1.2 billion people.
It's been very challenging times in the economy. A lot of company budgets are tight. And so typically I would react with a lot of pressure and urgency with my team.
Every time somebody would have an issue or somebody would raise an issue, that would just throw me off. And the next 2 days is slightly not very peaceful.
Today in the world, people in management positions are in high level of anxiety and a very tense way of living. If you do not know how to manage yourself, if you do not know how to manage your own mind, how will you manage 10,000 minds or 33,000 minds? It is important that every one of you must invest a little bit of time and energy upon yourself. It will pay off in a huge way.
Inner engineering has allowed me as a doctor to practice medical science with utmost sincerity, more creativity, and with a lot of devotion.
After the program, it's always calm. That calmness is something which I had no clue was possible.
When we say spiritual process, it's not about God, it's not about heaven. You must understand this is about self-knowledge. This is the greatest gadget, but you are operating without reading the user's manual. The user's manual, how to operate this one to the best of your ability, this knowledge must come to you, every one of you.
I think for a person who's deeply involved in the corporate world, with all the pressures and tensions that you feel, I think Shambhavi Mahamudra offers a huge opportunity of getting your emotions under control, getting the pressures off you.
The International Day of Yoga means that the entire world is looking at yoga as a solution for all aspects of their life, to a point where even United Nations is looking at how to manifest the millennial goals using yoga as a tool. When this is the case, it's very important. We, in India, must be very proud that this science of inner well-being, this science of raising a human to the highest possible state that one can be in, this science originates in our culture. The great sages of the past, above all Adiyogi, who is the source of this science, have continued this process as a live process for thousands of years. For this many millennia they carried this. This is for us to make it ours. There are more people practicing yoga in other parts of the world than in India, that pains me. This yoga day, all of you must take this up, that in your life, at least a simple form of yoga, you must take it up. We are offering online 3 minutes yoga, 6 minutes yoga, 15 minutes yoga, whatever you want. Whatever you are ready for, bring a simple dimension of yoga into your life and just see the change and the transformation that it brings about in your health, in your mental state, in your emotional balance, and above all, in the spiritual dimensions opening up how they open up. It is my wish and my blessing. Every one of you should benefit from this. Every citizen in this country must know the benefit of yoga, because this is our pride. It is with this that we built a great civilization. Well, we have gone down in the last few generations, maybe in the last few hundreds. India has suffered in many ways, but it is time once again to put this nation back in the place where it deserves. With this many people and a huge intellect and talent that we have, with the right amount of yoga, if you bring the necessary inner strength and balance, I know that your energies, your capabilities and your skills will make you into a great human being and in turn make Bharat into a great nation. ನನಗೆ ಕಾವೇರಿ ಜೊತೆ ಒಂದು ಬಹಳ ಆಳವಾದ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಚಿಕ್ಕಂದಿನಲ್ಲೇ. ನಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೆಮಾನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟಬಲ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್. ಇವಾಗ ನೀವು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಅದೇ ಇಷ್ಟು ನಿಸರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದು ಸಾಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಡೆಮಾನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟೆಡ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಕಾವೇರಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂತು.
This has been one of my greatest pleasure and honor. I'm very excited for this. Sadhguru is a master writer.
ನಾನು ಏನು ಈ ಭಾಗದ ಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಯಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ಸಹಕಾರ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಖಂಡಿತ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ.
Today, Kodagu's ecology and environment are fragile and under great stress. And my father insisted that all army units must observe one Mahotsav to plant trees in the cantonments.
That it is every individual's responsibility, not just the government, not just groups that are working in various pockets, but it is our own responsibility.
ಜಗತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು ಕ್ರಾಂತಿಗಳು ಬಂದಿದೆ, but I don't think there would be another revolution which can stand as tall as this one. ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ತಂಡದಿಂದ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ನಾವು ಬೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಐ ಪ್ರಾಮಿಸ್ ಯು.
But in time of crisis, either you lead or follow the leader. I think I believe in following the leader, visionary, enlightened soul. So our jothe I pledge my life, sir. ನಿಮ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪೇನಿಗೆ ನಾವಿರ್ತೀವಿ ನಿಮ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ.
ಇದೇ ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಕೂಡ ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಸದ್ಗುರು ಅವರ ಈ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಕಾಸಿಗೆ ಒಟ್ಟು ಸೇರಿ ಒಂದು ಒಪ್ಪಂದವನ್ನ ಒಡಂಬಡಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿದ್ಧ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಇಚ್ಛೆ ಪಡ್ತೀನಿ.
This is not another tree planting program. This is very different. This is an economic plan with an ecological impact. That's what is important about it. Because if it doesn't have an economic dimension to it, it will not succeed. If you can talk about saving the world endlessly, in this country it will not succeed because the pressure of population on the land is so heavy. There is no way people will yield. They will all nod their head and do what they want to do. Yes, you have seen this all over the place. It has to be economically lucrative for the people who engage in this. That is what is significant about this. Bhrigu was one of the Saptarishis. He looked into the future and said, this is how human beings will be. Till the end of the world, he predicted. Is he talking about you? No. He is talking about humanity as to how it will evolve, what it will do. And if the many combinations and permutations, if they are this kind, what will come towards them? If they are that kind, what will come towards them? Like this, he wrote a map. I want you to see this as a sketch. Suppose you make a sketch of the movement of the wind. Here low pressure is happening means we know wind is going to go there. High pressure is happening means we know wind is going to go away from that. So he made a map of humanity. Human consciousness, if it's like this, he will move here, he will move into this kind of womb, he will attract these kind of things, this will happen, that will happen, like this elaborately he went into the whole thing. So Bhrigu Samhita this was called, this is a map of human consciousness till the end of this solar system. How human beings will evolve, what types of human beings will come, what are all the things which will factor. How to read this? He trained people. If an elaborate map is made of something, suppose you take have you seen a topographical map? Not the regular map. Have you seen the Geological Survey of India or the United States, they have this thing. Have you seen these maps? It will take a certain amount of training to read the map, it's all written there. Or have you seen the aeronautical maps? They're really complex, okay? If you want to fly from one part of the world to another, there is an aeronautical map. Unless you're well-trained, I've gone through these exams and I've passed the exams, but I don't think I can navigate from here to, let's say, South America successfully. Because the planet is round, it's spinning, time zones are changing, all this is factored into the map. Somebody who knows how to read it, in 2 minutes he knows exactly what it is, coordinates, he will write and he knows where to go. Otherwise, if you don't know how to read it, you spend days with it, months with it, you do not know. So when he wrote this elaborate map of human consciousness, he trained people with a certain dimension of intuitiveness to read this, because this was not all logical stuff. So these people maintained this tradition and came. And it doesn't matter how skeptical you are, what you are, they will say things in your face which will make you feel like an idiot, okay? And it's true, unfortunately. You go sit there in front of Nadi Vaidya, first thing he'll shock you with is, as he said, he will tell you mother's name and father's name. You're finished, you're already floored. Because you've gone from somewhere. It doesn't matter. If you are from some other country, he will tell the first letter, he may not know that you're a Susanna or you're a Tanya, he may not know. He will say, your name starts with T. Just like that. Because he's not looking at your background or your future, nothing. He's just reading a map. By reading the map, he's saying, okay, this is the temperature, this is the elevation, this is that. But it's an intuitive map. Unless he's in a certain state, he cannot do that. So always it should happen around the temple. Vaidishwaran temple is made for this purpose and it generally happens around that. Now for commercial interest they've moved everywhere. It may not be as effective, but there are some who are bang on. But if you're on the spiritual path, he will refuse to predict your future, if he's a genuine one, always. So if you go and if he tells your future, that means you're still not on. So, is destiny fixed? Destiny is not something that's fixed by somebody. It is your own karma. So your software is in a certain way, so naturally it'll function that way. Suppose you have a certain type of software on your computer, whatever you do, it'll do the same thing, isn't it? But can I smash the computer and stop it? I can. But still if you turn it on, the same hard drive, same thing will come on in a new computer. So if you want, I'll tell you, if I tell you you'll live for 80 and you jump off the mountain today, new computer will buy for you sometime later, but same hardware, same software rather. Same thing will happen, nothing new. So they're looking at that aspect of life and trying to interpret it in physical terms, which is an interpretation, where there could be mistakes, always. That interpretation may not always be right. But the reading, the fundamental reading, what is the altitude, what is this, what is that, is correct. How to interpret it is the expertise of an individual person. Not everybody can interpret the same way. So this whole science developed Bhrigu Samhita, but if you're on the spiritual path, they'll refuse to say because no reading for you. You don't belong in that range.